Hello, fabulous souls, and welcome to another extraordinary infinity soiree. I'm so thankful that you're here with me. And this evening, I would love to attune to the divine decadence of sacred union and what this is and how it expresses and how we embody it and all the delicious magic that it entails, the high magic of this existence truly in its most exquisite form and expression. And so the first level of this is us as individuations of pure source energy coming into a space of total unification within our being, within our consciousness, within our energetics. So our psychoenergetic landscape. So this is the embodiment of divine mind, super consciousness, super intelligence. We speak into this a lot, but it's really the source view and perspective of life in full recognition that love is the only one here, and unifying our awareness anywhere where there is duality, discord, conflicting perspectives, pure perception, misperception, these things operating side by side with one another and really clarifying and distilling the frequency of God consciousness. It is the unified divine mind and pure perspective of our source self that sees only beauty, only love, truly looking at every single thing that arises in our experience as perfect and holy beauty, seeing the gift and the grace and the gold and the positivity in everything, holding this really pristine and immaculate, optimistic outlook and synthesizing the gifts from everything that arises in our experience, loving all things, blessing all things, and really unifying our awareness into one of beauty, recognizing source, energy, presence, and intelligence, our own truest nature in all things. You know, in physicality, fourth dimension, third dimension, etc., into infinity, D, every single thing that we see in physicality is actually constructed of vibrating, oscillating molecules, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, photons, all of this at a fundamental level. It only appears to be solid to our physical eyes. But if we take a microscope to it and we observe it, it's all vibration. It is all frequency. It is quite literally atoms, molecules, and particles and all the things vibrating into what we perceive as physical form. This is why we can alchemize. You know, you go and look in the mirror in one day and you see yourself in one way, and then the next day it's something else, because as our consciousness shifts, our body shifts and morphs, alchemizes to reflect our current degree of consciousness. So when we're in pure awareness, it reflects in our being, in our body, through our eyes. And we can see the very real interpretation of the malleability of form through our own physical vessel and embodiment. And so unification of mind into the awareness that all is divine presence, divine energy. It is the essence and quintessence of pure love, operating and expressing everywhere. So the first aspect of union is coming into total unification, which looks like, in our physical embodiment, the harmonization of the masculine and feminine brain hemispheres. And so this is actually a state of enlightenment. When our masculine and feminine poles, our brain hemispheres, are fully unified, coherent, and in Neville's work, what he refers to as the state akin to sleep, or a theta state, or, you know, then it evolves into hyper gamma, which is super conscious prolific source intelligence when it's highly activated and flowing in a purely positive trajectory. This coherence is actually enlightenment. So the moment that we unify and drop into a coherent brainwave state, we're experiencing enlightenment. Now, the more we walk with that, the more we're walking in internal union with our true nature. So level, octave, aspect one of divine union is non-dual consciousness and harmonization within our own brain, mind, body system. And now, how we live this through in our moment to moment experience is as we walk in union with life, when we are in communion with the source, intimate communion with the source, present in all things. We just spoke into the actuality that everything is divine energy at the most fundamental level is present in all things. All things are and contain living divine consciousness and intelligence. So it's a very real relationship, a union that we carry forward with us in our moment to moment experience. We're communing with our own true self, our own I am presence, our own source quintessence, our own heart of pure love in all things. And so really this mastery of union is a timeless, deeply, richly presenced, exquisite, holy, romantic, however we relate with the energy, unfoldment. It requires the fullness of our heart and our unification in every moment. And this is how we unfold union with life in our lives. And the way that energy responds to us, life, love, source, our own divinity, is so, it's profound beyond any words that I could share, would not give justice to the way that love begins to quite literally make love to us in our lives and in our experience and present things that we couldn't even fathom. I had an extraordinary blessing and gift come in from my own beloved this evening that I could not have even fathomed, as it wasn't anywhere in my consciousness as a possibility. And it was such a sacred, sacred blessing and treasure to receive. My response was wow, like just like awe-stunned, because it wasn't something that I could have even fathomed. And it was such a precious and sacred gift and gesture of love to my being. And these are the moments where the presence of love is so pronounced and so profound that it's so far beyond. This is why I have expressed before, it's truly our legend unfolding itself, something that's so beyond our capacity, even in our own superconscious embodiment, to fathom. And is reality unraveling its most grand, beautiful, rich, sacred, meaningful expression right before our very eyes. Every step that we take in love, in communion, unfolds this pathway that is blossoming and blooming with the most extraordinary treasures of this existence. So I wanted to share, the elegant simplicity is unification with the self and the all, and walking and living in communion with love from the most sincere core of our being and heart, that unfolds the most spectacular uh, experience that is available to us. So I trust that this serves you profoundly. I love you all so much. Please feel free to share, the the impact and the takeaways and the learnings and the wisdom that you're receiving from these transmissions, questions, insights. I want to hear from you. I want to engage with you. I love you so incredibly much, and your feedback and your insights and your love are so deeply valuable to me. And I appreciate you all so much. So let's soiree and interact together as a family. And if you would love to join our family, the link to join us in Infinity Collective, where there's so much more of this goodness with friends and family and community, transmissions, exclusive content, sacred blessings, and novelties specifically for you are in that space. It is loaded with extraordinary love and value and the frequencies of heaven and home. And we'd be incredibly delighted to have you. I love you so incredibly much, and we shall soiree again soon. Mwah.